Hi, I'm Dr. Wendy Dearborn, and you may have seen segments from another video that I had done called Green Smoothies. And one of the things that I do hate, and I hate it when, people do videos and they just drone on and on and on. So I have given myself a 3-minute max, of which time's going by me saying this, but I've given myself a 3-minute max. So let's put it this way. As you know, I have written a book called Green is for Life. And this is a guide about green smoothies. It's not cold hard facts. As you know, for all of you who know me, cold hard facts is you and your experience. That way you get to choose what it is that you want to do. So let's see, June. Oh gosh, June, I started a green smoothie fast. And I started this fast basically because I was having issues with my skin. I was having these eruptions on my skin. I mean, I was becoming what I truly do believe to be was environmentally sensitive. Environmentally sensitive. And as a result, my skin, my chin, all around my chin, it cracked and split open. My hands, back and front. I still have the aftermath here. This is still the last vestige. A little bit here, but the last vestiges. My skin, back and front. My feet just splitting open. My eyelids just splitting open underneath my eyelids, splitting open. My groin, my ankles, the soles of my feet. I mean, my scalp. Oh my God, my scalp. And as you'll see in the book, because I do talk about this, as you'll see in the book, this actually prompted me to go run into the doctor. And I went running to the doctor. Look at me, blah, 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 blah. And I went running to the doctor, and they all kind of did this stuff. Allergies and contact dermatitis. Let me straighten my glasses. Allergies and contact dermatitis. And I knew before I went to the doctor, because prior to actually running to urgent care, I had said to one of my clients, here's the deal. They're going to put me on oral steroids. They're going to want to give me an oral injection, and they're going to want to give me antibiotics. Then they're also going to say to me that I need antihistamines. And sure enough, I went to the doctor, and all the above. They wanted to give me an injection, intravenous steroids, oral steroids, antibiotics, and antihistamines. Verbatim. Now, in the book, you'll see I declined, and for whatever reason. However, what this did for me was, I took it because I really was in crisis. I mean, it was really acute. I was in crisis. And so I took it, and oh gosh, yeah, I took it, and yeah, bing bang, hey presto, my skin smoothed out, cracks went away, the whole 9 yards. So I did the whole 7-day thing, and after 7 days, it was okay, and continued on. And then 14 days later, bam, here it came back again. And it was a little bit more vicious. I'd wake up on my pillow, there was blood all over my pillow from where my face had split open. So, of course, went back to the doctor, and I, gave the exact pharmaceutical prescriptions that they would do, and it was the same thing, and it didn't work. It didn't work. And then what I started to do was, as my brother from another mother, Kojo, has always said, I became non-compliant, because then I started to mess around with the medication, because I knew that this wasn't going to work. So what I chose to do at that point was I needed to look at what I was doing. And so I decided to cut out all obvious sugars. Oh, and I've said this wrong, because this was last year, 2011. So I decided to cut out all obvious sugars. all obvious sugars, everything obvious. And I did that, you know, I did that, and it really, really helped. I also backed off of wheat and anything that was processed and white. I kind of backed off of eating that. But if it wasn't an obvious sugar, and because for those of you who know me, I really do like to cook. I am a frustrated chef in my skin. I really do like to cook. My knowledge of obvious sugars might be a little bit more broad spectrum than most people. So I did that, and instantly I saw relief. You know, backed off the wheat, backed off of the sugar, backed off of processed foods, although I don't eat a lot of that. Now, needless to say, I don't eat any processed food, but backed off of all of that. So fast forward a little bit, that was August. That was July, August of last year, 2011. So here we go, we get to December, and I realized that any little thing I do outside of the box, it triggers a flare. So I know it's something that I'm putting in my mouth, and I will say this for all of the people who know me, I also know it's a thought process. And in the thought process, let me go there, let me not go there. I'll go there in a different video. So I recognized that it was something that I was putting in my mouth. So by December, I realized that I needed to do something different. I needed to take this up a notch, as Emerald said. I need to kick it up a notch. But I realized that kicking it up a notch, I would have to do stuff that I did back in the day. You see, I'd been here before. I'd been here before where I needed to detox my body. I knew that I would have to, like this book I have on my bookshelf, I knew that I would have to go back to Eden. And, that was going to be difficult. December, I was like, I got to do something different. And I wanted at that point to get a Vitamix, and I'm going to get a picture of my Vitamix and slot it in here somewhere, but I wanted a picture of my I'll put a picture of my Vitamix in. And I wanted to get a Vitamix, and it had been on my brain to get a Vitamix, as I've said in my book, I don't know, for about 4 or 5 years, maybe 6 years, but I just couldn't see. I could, you know, $450 for a blender. And people think I'm joking. I would see that you know, these people in like Costco's and Sam's Club doing the demos and all of that. And I would say to them, you know, for $450, this blender better go to the store. It better wash the stuff. It better blend the stuff. It better put it in a glass. And I need a cherry and a cherry flower and an umbrella on top when it's served to me. So I couldn't see that. So my girlfriend, TK, Tracy Kaling, she gave me $200 for my birthday, and that was in February, for the for the Vitamix fund. And so I had that. But even though I had this money that she had given me, plus, of course, you know, I have my money, I just couldn't get my head around it. You know, like $450 for a bloody blender. So anyway, what happened is I had a flare, and I was still feeling very tired. And, you know, I had like black bags under my eyes, and, you know, my scalp. And you can read all about that in the book. Anyway, long story short, I was in bed one night, and I was actually looking at Netflix. And I saw this movie, Fat, Sick and Nearly Dead. Well, I've already had the nearly dead experience, as you'll see in the book. I've had a near-death experience. Fat, well, that doesn't really bother me, but you see, the sick bit bothered me. I don't like feeling ill, and most people don't, but I don't like feeling ill. And when I watched this movie, I saw me. Literally, I saw me. A skin condition that the doctors, and I'd been to see 5 doctors. I went to see the best dermatologist in Las Vegas. My next move was to go to California, or, you know, go to the Mayo Clinic or Scripps or somewhere like there. You know, UC Davis. That was my next move. But I'd seen the best that they had to offer here. And nobody knew what it was. Nobody knew what it was, but they knew that it kept coming back with a vengeance. And they knew that steroids could take care of it. So what they were telling me is that, you know, you most probably have to stay on antihistamines and steroids for the rest of my life. And that was not an option. That was not an option for me. And so I watched the movie Fat, Sick and Nearly Dead. Yeah, Fat, Sick and Nearly Dead. I watched that movie. So in the next segment, I'm going to talk about that.